Who said, besides, you can't pay me enough to join the Avengers?
Doctor Strange!
No, it's America Chavez, because your geek history lesson on Miss America is now in session. Hello and welcome to Geek History Lesson. I'm Ashley Victoria Robinson.
And I'm Jason Star-Spangled Jacket Inman. Welcome to your Mind University, because this is GHL, Geek History Lesson, the podcast where we welcome you into the Mind University. And we teach you everything you need to know about a character in a little bit less than an hour, sometimes more than an hour. Look, don't hold us to constructs. We're in the multiverse now, baby. And things are weird. Today, we're going to be talking about America Chavez. A star-spangly character, right? That'd be correct, right? She wears a jacket that has star spangles and stars and stuff on it.
Sure. She's got like a star on her shirt.
Yeah, and it's as America covers. I mean, her name is America.
It is America.
Yeah, so she's a star-spangled character, right?
Do you think she's named after America Ferrera?
Maybe? You're saying the creators of America Chavez were big Ugly Betty fans?
Maybe they're big Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants fans.
Oh, that's fair. She is in that movie. I forgot about that. By the way, I want to let everybody know that GHL intern Kat Brago is in the studio. And Ashley, I don't know if you know this, but Brago and I talked about this podcast, this specific episode before we recorded. He's a big America Chavez fan.
I'm happy for him.
You know, he feels kinship with her since he is a California boy. So
she's not from California.
I know, but his surfing ways, he feels a kinship to this star-spangled character. Why are we talking about America, by the way?
We are talking about her because she is going to be showing up in the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness movie. And kind of like we did accidentally because of the panini for James Bond, we're going to be doing a series of episodes counting down in the months leading up to Doctor Strange.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
We're leading into the Doctor Strange 2 or Doctor Strange, the Electric Boogaloo Multiverse of Madness, as it's very excited for that movie. And we're trying to give you an intro, a little segue right into that. Was this suggested by any of our listeners?
It was. This was suggested by Kiefer XJ. So thank you so much, Kiefer. You're so sweet.
Oh, a singular TA for this episode.
It's okay. Some characters get no TAs.
That's right. Well, buckle up, everybody. We got an episode coming next week, and oh my lord, the suggestions will be an entire segment, or all the fans that suggested that episode. We might be there for 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's basically because we've been dragging our heels on doing it. So we said, yeah, maybe like if a bunch of people ask for it, and you all took that very seriously.
Well, let's just say it's Moon Knight. It's Moon Knight. Moon Knight, our most requested episode, coming next week, baby.
There you go.
All right, so are we ready to hop into the 10-cent origin?
Yeah, what's that?
The 10-cent origin, where Ashley is going to tell you everything you need to know about America Chavez in a little bit, just a very brief snippet, the Cliff Notes version, if you will. If you ever go to a fancy cocktail party where everybody wears jackets with stars on them.
I would just like to say that I don't speak Spanish, so I don't know if it's Chavez or Chavez. I don't know which is the proper pronunciation. I've heard both, so please forgive me. I'm going to do my best.
Okay.
So, America Chavez is a Marvel Comics superhero. America Chavez, a.k.a. Miss America, a.k.a. Captain America, a.k.a. MAC. Her first appearance was in Vengeance #1 in September of 2011, and she was created by Joe Casey and Nick Dragotta. Her team affiliations include the Teen Brigade, Young Avengers, A-Force Ultimates, and West Coast Avengers, dun dun dun, the best Avengers team of all Avengers teams. And her abilities include superhuman strength, speed, longevity, durability, flight, invulnerability, star portal creations, star blasts, interdimensional travel, and time travel. And she will be portrayed in live action by Xochitl Gomez in the upcoming Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness movie. Now,
as far as we know, because we haven't seen that movie.
That's what Variety said.
No. What I meant by that is, I bet we might see multiple versions of said character in that movie. And they could be played by other people, I bet.
Maybe.
I'm just making a guess here. Look, we already know we're seeing multiple Doctor Stranges in that movie, so I bet we see multiple America Chavezes in that movie.
I don't know. That's the actress that they announced, so that's what I'm going with. If you liked any of the descriptions of America Chavez's power, I really think that you would like my original comic, Aurora and the Eagle, which is funding now on Kickstarter. You can find it if you go to auroraandtheeagle.com. It stars Canada's national superhero, Aurora Borealis. She has pretty much the same power set as America Chavez. She is an embodiment of the Northern Lights, and she has to learn to be the most Canadian superhero that she can by going to America to train with the Eagle. This is the same 20 original pages that have been redone and retouched, in addition to 28 new pages, so for one big 48-page prestige issue. And in the new pages, we're going to get to see some of these powers that maybe you don't associate with Aurora coming to bear and where they come from as she learns how to be a superhero on her own. There's only a few of the higher tier rewards left, but come by, get a copy in print for the first time, and add to your GHL comic rack. I'm really, really proud of this issue. The colors are absolutely beautiful, and I would love it if you could come and join Team Aurora.
Yes, do it. Do it now.
Alrighty, shall we move on to the Meet Cute?
Yes, the Meet Cute, where Ashley and I are going to tell you the first time we met said character is a term we stole from Reddit Comedies. Ashley, where did you first meet America Chavez?
I first met Miss America when the Gillen and McKelvey Young Avengers book was being published, and she was one of the new members on the team.
All right.
So not that long ago. She's a pretty recent addition to my comic book canon. So how about you?
I met Miss America on newsarama.com. I sort of knew about this character for a couple of years before I ever read this character in a comic. Because I saw the image of her Star-Spangled Jacket. And please correct me if I'm wrong, because again, I've always heard this character just called America Chavez, but is this sort of like we're in a Spider-Gwen situation where like the name that everybody is she Captain America? Are you going to explain all this? What is her superhero code name?
Miss America.
It's Miss America. Okay, cool. Because I've always heard her called America Chavez.
So she's Captain America in a different...
In her world.
No.
Oh, no?
No.
Okay, we'll get to that. Sorry.
We won't actually because it's very minor, but in another, in not the 616.
Yeah.
She is Captain America.
She's a multiversal lady, right?
It's not, it's a different version of her. It's not the one who lives in the 616. A different America Chavez on a different universe is Captain America.
Is this truly a multiverse of madness, everybody?
Yeah. I'm going to put a big asterisk before we even jump in and say, this is a character who pretty much was designed to be able to open portals to other multiverses. It is really confusing when you try to timeline what she's done. So I have streamlined what I think are the most important things to do with her instead of maybe the teams that she's on. But yeah, she's hard to keep track of because of the multiversal nature of the character.
All right, fair. All right, cool. Well, let's get to the History 101, the main meat of the lesson, and let's talk about America Chavez.
So America Chavez is pretty neat. She's got two moms. Her moms are named Amalia and Elena. And they have two daughters named America and Catalina because I guess somebody is like from America and loves that little island off the coast of California. So when America was 5, her sisters were brought to a medical facility on a private island owned by this billionaire creep named Mr. Gales. And they were brought there because her mothers worked as a microbiologist and a pathologist there and were working together on a cure for their daughter's shared illness. So they both had this fake Marvel Comics disease called Edges syndrome, which makes me laugh. And I'm like, were their edges not snatched? Like, what is happening? It is supposedly linked to the double X chromosomes. It's sort of a vaguely degenerative disorder.
Okay.
There's not really a lot that's told you about this in her initial origin.
Got it.
So the girls undergo some experimental treatment. And after the first round of treatment, America went almost immediately into remission and her superpowers developed. Yay! And what, because this is drama, Catalina didn't get better. Boo. And then the evil billionaire who owned a lab named Mr. Gales really wanted America to start using her powers right away and develop them and get really sharp with them and be I won't say a superhero, but a super-powered person. Whereas her mothers were trying to keep them tamped down. They were trying to focus on their research with their other daughter, Catalina, who was suffering. So they weren't as invested in America developing her powers. Elena and Amelia tried to help their daughter escape the island, but Amelia died trying to. So the thing about it being an island is it's really hard to get off of, and there's no boats.
Like Catalina Island.
So there's lots of boats on Catalina Island. So how do you get off an island that's really remote and has no boats? And
Smoke monsters.
And you're not Kurt Wagner?
Smoke monsters.
Absolutely not. I will not.
Smoke monsters.
Not stand for any lost references.
Okay. A giant wheel that you turn and then the island time travels.
LOL. There will be time travel.
Ben Linus.
Ben Linus.
I'm just going to keep throwing out lost references.
You open a portal.
Oh, I see.
So Amelia died trying to open a portal to help her wife and the girls escape from the island. And as they were about to step through, Mr. Gale shoots their other mother, Elena, leaving America and Catalina orphaned in that very second. And it was then that America discovered that she could open a star portal, which really just means kind of a portal shaped like a star.
So her mom had portal powers too.
Both of her moms kind of had superpowers, yeah.
Oh, weird.
So there's like an inherited super ability.
Okay.
So she's trying to open this. So she learns she can open this star portal, and she's trying to take her sister through with her. But Catalina was ripped back through the portal by Mr. Gales, and America tumbled through and emerged in the ocean? A bay? A bunch of water. So she's floating around in what felt like relative safety as she turned around and discovered the island burning and exploding behind her.
So what happens when you trust Ben Linus?
So this trauma caused America to suffer amnesia and float around in the water until she washed up on a beach called Jones Beach and was discovered by the Santana family from Washington Heights.
Whoa. The Santana family of Santana fame?
No.
Oh.
That's why they live in an apartment in Washington Heights.
Oh, man. I was hoping maybe she was going to meet Rob Thomas and we were just going to have some fun adventures.
You went for that instead of the the In the Heights joke?
I don't know the In the Heights joke at all.
Well, because Washington Heights is where In the Heights takes place.
Oh, well, I was going for the very famous rock musician
Washington
Santana.
Heights at the break of day.
No.
I don't know if this is the crowd for that. So the Santana mother and father secretly adopted America, telling people that she was a relative from San Juan, Puerto Rico, rather than lose her into the foster care system, which honestly, very Kentian in their impulses, and they probably gave her a better life than she might have had going into the foster system right away, unfortunately. America's memory returned after 3 years, and her adopted parents put her in therapy because they didn't know how to deal with all this wild stuff that she was telling them about this secret island lab and her mom's being killed and opening portals and superpowers and on and all this stuff. But the psychologist claimed that she had developed defensive coping mechanisms, and this was a fantasy world that she was living in order to deal with her traumatic losses.
Mm-hmm.
So gaslighting from the very beginning, we love to see it.
That's actually, I can't name any of them off the top of my head, but that actually happened on a couple other superhero origins where people, however they were experimented with, or alternate worlds or dimensions, and then the foster family they end up with is like, nah, you're dreaming.
It's not even that it's her foster family. It's specifically this like child psychologist.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, because we suffer from white coat syndrome, a lot of people trust experts who are often just doing their best. But because this is fiction, this person was obviously wrong.
Sure.
So she spends her next 7 years working as a vigilante small time in Washington Heights, which led to several conflicts with her adopted parents. They wanted her to just stay home and be a nice girl and not go and punch strangers in the face until she changed her name back to her surname Chavez because she felt like she no longer belonged to the Santana family. So when she was adopted by them, she became America Santana. Then she changed her name back to America Chavez when she was a teenager and has remained America Chavez ever since.
And then the family responded with, and if you said this life ain't good enough, I would give my world to lift you up. I could change my life to better suit your mood
I can't believe
because
you
you're
Googled
so smooth.
those lyrics. Name one other Santana song.
Oh, man, you put me on the spot here. I'm too tired. Black Magic Woman.
Is that a thing? I couldn't do it. So,
and then I think he did one called Maria Maria.
Yeah, which evokes West Side Story. Actually,
Yeah. Apologies, I will stop the Santana.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I just can't believe that you like took the time. Like that was the bit. Is you were like, I'm gonna Google the lyrics to Santana's most Grammy awarded song.
That song captured the world, man.
It captures, in my mind, a very specific point in time.
Like what? Like 1997 or something like that?
Oh, I think it's like 2001.
I'm gonna figure that out.
I think you're pushing it too far back.
I'm gonna Google when that came out.
Great. When she was embracing her identity as
1999.
Wow. So I was closer than you. When she embraced her identity as America Chavez, she traveled across the multiverse. Woo! Remember I said she could travel with multiverse? So she says, my name is America Chavez, and kind of like unlocks her third eye chakra and uses all her powers to travel through space and time.
Can she, from what you know of her powers and stuff like that, when she travels through the multiverse, is it accidental or is it like intentional?
Both.
Okay.
It can be, but right now it's mostly accidental.
Okay.
But yes, it can be both.
All right, cool.
We will talk about some more intentional times later.
Got it.
She visits the Demiurge. That's that evil wizard guy that Wiccan turns into in the future, who we talked about on our Young Avengers episode.
All right.
And reverted back to being 6 years old. She flew through black holes, named herself Miss America, and started acting as a superhero cosmically. So I also don't want to say around this time that America came out, because she pretty much was always out with her identity, but she is queer and she dates a handful of young women across her existence. They're pretty much all not superheroes and are kind of like B or C plots, whether she's the protagonist or a supporting character in the book. So we're not going to go into a lot of her romances, but she's one of the most prominent lesbian characters in the Marvel Comics universe. So I didn't want to not mention that, but I'm not literally going to bring it up again for the rest of the episode.
Cool.
So asterisks. So she's this cosmic 6-year-old flying through space and time. And at this time, she formally runs away from home and joins the Teen Brigade. Jason, do you know anything about everyone's favorite super team, the Teen Brigade?
Sounds like a Rob Liefeld team.
Oh, you are putting it way too modern.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know who they are.
Okay, so the Teen Brigade was originally a superhero team led by Rick Jones.
Oh, the best friend of Bruce Banner.
Yes.
The guy who runs it. Hi, I'm Rick Jones.
Mm-hmm. And then it got punted into a different universe than the 616, and this is where America encounters them for the first time.
All right, so can I ask a question of clarification that I'm very confused about?
Of course.
You keep saying she's 6 years old.
Yeah, so she was like a teenager, and then when she like went through space and time on her self-discovery journey, I did mention this, but I know it's a lot of cosmic nonsense, and buckle up. She reverted back to like her 6-year-old self.
So when in this adventure you're talking about with Teen Brigade, she's 6 years old?
She looks like she's 6 years old.
But her mind is the same.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, why is the 6-year-old just not playing on playgrounds and stuff? Why is she joining the Teen Brigade?
I'm sure it's a metaphor, because she, if you recall from the beginning of the lesson, her powers emerged when she was 5, and her parents died when she was 5. So 6 would kind of be like reclaiming that year of her life, I suppose. Like, I'm sure it's a metaphor why they specifically picked the age of 6.
It's an odd choice.
It is. Okay. It certainly is.
All right.
So she does join the Teen Brigade. She travels with them for a few years. She eventually takes over co-leadership alongside the In-Betweener, another teen superhero. And together they fought a whole bunch of minor cosmic baddies, including my favorite named one, the Young Masters of Evil. So the Hitler Youth of Space, she went and punched.
Just call yourself the Masters of Evil.
Well, they were the children, though.
The Apprentices of Evil.
Yeah, very that. Yeah. The Assistants of Evil.
The second year students of evil.
The sophomores of evil.
Yeah, the sophomores of evil.
The undergrads of evil.
Yeah.
She did eventually, it might shock you to learn, part way with the Teen Brigade.
Surprise.
Because of, quote, musical differences, end quote.
Musical differences, you would say.
Yeah, have you ever broken up with someone because you didn't like their taste in music?
No, but I have said to somebody, man, it's a hot one, like 7 inches from the midday sun. Well, I hear you whisper and words melt everyone, but you stay so cool.
It's also very strange to experience you just speaking that.
Like William Shatner.
As if it's a normal thing.
You know?
So she leaves behind the Teen Brigade and their crap taste in music. I don't know. Maybe she was like a scene kid, and maybe they were really into, I don't know, Ariana Grande or something like that. That's a timely reference. Yeah. So she hops over to Earth 212, where, please don't ask me which Earth that is. I don't know. Where she is approached by Teen Loki, who wanted her to do, what do you think, Jason?
Kiss.
LOL.
He's young Loki. I think we'd kiss, right? She's
Well,
pretty.
She doesn't kiss boys.
Well, but he wouldn't know that until he tried.
That's true. Loki, also a queer icon. No, he wants her to help him kill Wiccan, of course.
According to the Marvel Wiki, Earth 212 is from Marvel Now .1, and this is literally the note on the Marvel Wiki. Not much is known about this reality.
Yeah, because I think it only exists for this interaction.
You are absolutely correct.
But every time, it's just like it's like when DC calls out an Earth specifically, no matter how minor and unimportant it is, every time Marvel calls out an Earth, I do want to make sure that we checkpoint that, especially because I feel like that can be really anchoring in amidst things like the cosmic-y nonsense that we are currently in. So, Jason, I have another important question. How would you feel if Loki asked you to help kill Wiccan?
I mean, I don't trust Loki. Even
young, sexy teen Loki?
Remove even the Marvel universe of it all. Okay? Mythology Loki.
Yeah, kills people, man.
I don't trust them. So I would say no.
Good. That's the right choice. So Miss America felt similarly. She was, and I quote, disgusted. So she fought Loki instead and swore that she would help protect Wiccan, who she didn't know and had never met. I mean, she had met the weird cosmic-y demiurge future version of him, but she didn't really.
Yeah, but somebody's asking you to help murder somebody else. You're probably going to go against the murderer.
Also for free.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't even try to bribe her. So TLDR, this all turned out to be what? A trick. Loki's the trickster god. Get it? Loki actually wanted her to protect Wiccan, but he knew she would never trust him, and so he asked her to kill him instead. Yeah, Loki's not Loki's like an A to H, not like an A to B to C kind of planner.
Ashley's bringing up improv theory up there, everybody.
Yeah, all my fellow people who graduated from UCB, I see you.
Can you tell what improv school we both went to?
She finally did land in the 616, which is the main Marvel Comics universe. Where Wiccan was when Loki interfered with one of Wiccan's spells and it opened up an interdimensional portal. This is my shocked face, which let Mother into that universe. Now,
who's Mother?
I'm so glad you asked. If you had listened to or been the co-host of our episode 400 on Young Avengers, you know all about her. She's that shape-shifting alien who pretends to be Teddy's mother, Hulkling's mom for a while.
Oh, yes.
So,
Okay.
I wanted to bring that up because that's what this is where she comes into Avengers continuity. It's during that big fight. But I am not going to talk about Mother again. But if you want to know more about that, please go check out our Young Avengers. We did to celebrate episode 400. But she didn't make her presence known at the time until she saved Wiccan, Hulkling, and Loki from Loki's father, Laufey, later on. He'd been resurrected. He wanted to kill his dummy son, and Miss America stood in his way.
All right.
Mother then chased the Young Avengers until their battle culminated in Central Park, and it was all at the end of this battle when Miss America, Novar, and Loki officially joined the Young Avengers. Now, I'm going to skip over a lot of her time with the Young Avengers because
Why?
Thank you for asking. As I just mentioned, we have an entire episode devoted to their adventures, and she's not one of the leaders of the team. She's not one of the main characters on the team. She's sort of a supporting character initially. So I'm really trying to focus this lesson on America at the forefront. So this is when she joined the Young Avengers. That's what's the most important thing about it. I do want to talk a little bit about America's relationship with Kate Bishop. Jason, do you know anything about her and Kate and what their relationship is like?
Do they kiss?
They don't kiss.
Oh, okay. But Kate Bishop, we should explain, is the young Hawkeye from the Young Avengers.
Hawkeye girl, played by Haley Stanfield. Seinfeld.
No, I mean, are they best friends? How do they feel?
They're like super besties.
Okay.
America and Kate are like a top ship right now in comic book fandom. People
they want them to kiss.
People want them to kiss, but they have not kissed yet.
Just let people be friends. You can be friends. I mean, even it doesn't matter like
what your preference is.
What your preference is or anything like that. Like I think there needs to be more like we can just let people be very strong friends.
Yes. That
and
being
not
said,
romantic.
Wouldn't mind if they kissed. Also wouldn't mind if they decided in the MCU as opposed to in the comics. Like different mediums can do different things.
Okay.
And isn't that neat? But so they're really, really close friends. They kind of become best friends as soon as America properly joins the team, and they really get to relate to each other because they're the only girls on the team.
Are they really?
Yes, they are. Which it might shock you is a pretty good reason to bond with people.
Yep. And kiss.
And sometimes kiss. Yeah. But also
Brego perked up at that.
Kissing?
Huh?
Maybe he wants to kiss. You should kiss him. Intern Brego.
Not during work hours.
Intern Brego hates being kissed. Yeah. I also wanted to note that because they are both coming in the MCU into these sort of positions of prominence. So I do think that Kate Bishop's going to be playing a little bit older in the MCU. So I'm assuming that they are going to have more of this kind of best friend energy than perhaps a romantic energy. But I really enjoy their friendship. It's one of my favorite parts of the Gillen McKelvey run and like America's stories kind of going forward. Like Kate will show up in America's teams when she joins different teams and check in.
Sure.
And America will like show up in Hawkeye stories, and they will show up again when the best Avengers team is brought back by Kelly Thompson. So look out for that. So Secret Wars 2, right? The Multiverse, or the Secret Wars. I don't actually remember what this run was called because it was so silly.
It was just called Secret Wars. No, yeah. So there are two storylines in Marvel. Yeah. So because you want to go through here we go.
Yeah.
We do this for DC with all these crises. Right. We should do this for Marvel with the Secret Wars.
Yeah.
So there is Secret Wars that was in the 80s.
We reviewed that.
We reviewed it on this podcast.
Yeah.
It's a fun episode. Go listen to it. It was all for action figures. They made Secret Wars 2. A couple years later, where basically the Beyonder, who was the villain of that series, he just wanted to play disco time in Earth. Then they wrote Secret War, which has nothing to do with either of those storylines. It's about Nick Fury brainwashing a bunch of people. And then Jonathan Hickman wrote Secret Wars, the exact same title as the first one, except this one's about the multiverse.
Yes. So the multiverse rose, the multiverse fell, the multiverse was reconstructed. That's basically what you need to know.
And Reed Richards and Franklin Richards basically recreated the multiverse.
Yes.
It's awesome.
America does show up in there a little bit, but it's truly wild and only in a supporting role. So if you're not interested in Secret Wars, don't read it. And in a post-Secret Wars 616, Miss America joins the Ultimates and works alongside Monica Rambeau, who was Captain Marvel, Blue Marvel, and Black Panther to fight Galactus, because Galactus was, being Galactus and doing stuff in space. And so they put all these cosmic heroes together and Black Panther and said, go take care of this.
This run is really good.
Oh, yeah?
This is a really, really good run. This is the Ultimates after the Ultimate Universe, and it's the idea, the reason they're called the Ultimates,
on the 616,
is because I think they wanted to keep the title for sales.
It's a great title, but the Ultimates was the Avengers of the Ultimate Universe.
I talked about this run quite a bit when we did our, I believe when we talked about Captain Marvel and stuff, because the Blue Marvel's on this team. But yes, they decide, they're like, you know what? We're tired of Galactus showing up every Tuesday to eat the Earth because he's hungry. Let's cure him of his hunger. And spoilers, they do it.
They do it by shoving him inside this thing called the incubator.
Yep.
So this was funny. I thought this was going to be a gotcha. So I have a question that says, Jason, do you know what the incubator is?
Yeah, it's the thing that cures Galactus, and he becomes gold.
Yeah,
he becomes pure gold. I will also tell you this only lasts for like 2 years, and then they make Galactus
if that.
He becomes hungry again. But he becomes Galactus the creator, and he makes planets.
So
this Ultimates run is great.
Okay, so 2 things. 1, the incubator was a machine created by the remnants of Galen's ship. Don't know who that is.
Actually, if you remember from our Silver Surfer. Nope. From our Silver Surfer GHL, Galen is the original name of Galactus.
Okay, great.
Remember, Galactus came from the universe before our universe.
That's right. So when and
the Big Bang turned him into Galactus.
So it's made from the remnants of his ship.
Yep.
And it incubated him for eons until he was awakened and became Galactus. That's what it... Okay, I have a hard time remembering if Galen is Galactus or like the Geppetto to Galactus.
Oh, you mean like the person,
the creator?
There is no like Geppetto for Galactus.
Yeah. Thank you for knowing what I meant.
Oh, I know everything about Galactus. In fact, everybody...
Oh, yeah. You better bring this out.
Action figure spotlight. I bought the giant Hasbro Lab $400 4-foot-tall Galactus because I've been waiting for a Galactus action figure in the scale size of 6 foot or 6 inch action figures for a very long time.
6 foot action figure.
I can't wait for it to chase Brago around the room and hold up our bookshelves.
Yes, there you go.
It is huge. It's 4 feet. It's taller than a small child. I could beat up a baby.
I can beat up. Send us your babies. We'll beat them up for you. So America then took charge of the Ultimates' attack against Doctor Doom. Jason, are you familiar with the story?
I assume this is part of Secret Wars. I'm not certain. Actually.
No, this is post Secret Wars.
I don't know. I don't.
Okay, so
I've read this run, but I don't remember the specific story.
That's okay. I didn't know you'd read the Ultimates, or I would have asked you more about
Al
it.
Ewing. It's great.
Yes, this is Al Ewing's.
By the way, I'm a big fan of the Blue Marvel. Who also, hey, we should talk about this as well. Action figure spotlight. In the new Doctor Strange Marvel Legends series, they have made an America Chavez action figure from the movie. And then also, they just announced Marvel Legends. We should share a picture of this as well. They're finally making a Blue Marvel action figure. And Blue Marvel is one of the team leaders of this team of Ultimates.
Can I tell you, I don't even know what Blue Marvel looks like.
I'll show you a picture.
As I am sitting, as I was doing these notes and as I was sitting here, because I haven't read this Ultimates run, I was like, I don't really know who the Blue Marvel is.
I'm a big fan of the Blue Marvel. I will say that we have talked about him before.
I know we have, but he's just a character that I don't have a strong connection or vision of.
He's a sexy looking black man with a blue vest with an M on it. I'll show you.
I love that.
I'll show you a picture. And he's an older gentleman. He's got some gray temples.
I love that. Maybe as we march towards episode 450, #GHL Blue Marvel. Yes.
I would love to teach the Blue Marvel episode. He's a cool looking dude. Here I'm showing. This is actually from the Ultimates. This is Kenneth Rockefeller's art. I'm showing Ashley right now.
He does look great. He does look sexy.
So there you go. There you lie.
That's how you get Idris Elba in not playing the doorman to Asgard.
He would be a good looking. He would be a good Idris Elba character.
Great. Or if they really want to piss off DC, they just hire Cress Williams.
He's kind of when you think about it, he's kind of Black Superman, but he has the brain of Reed Richards.
I knew he was a smarty. That's what I remembered.
But he
about
has actual superpowers.
That's very well. So does Reed Richards. Why am I defending Reed Richards? I hate Reed Richards.
No, but what I mean.
I know what you mean.
What I mean is he's got
classic superhero powers.
He's kind of the takeoff of a Silver Age Superman, because if you remember, Silver Age Superman was a super smarty. He could build all kinds of robots and stuff. That's what the Blue Marvel is.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so
back to America.
America's fighting Doctor Doom with the Ultimates because he had been messing around with the multiverse and messing all these things up using Doomlock technology. Bah. Yes. Bah. It's been a long time since we talked to Doctor Doom.
Hello. I don't remember how the Doctor Doom voice goes.
That's pretty much it.
Let's go in here. I'm trying to give him sort of an European accent.
Vaguely Eastern European.
My country does not exist.
That's true. Hey, how did that Doomlock technology work out for you?
Excellently. Doom never fails at anything Doom does.
That is, if that is not an evil overlord point of view.
If that is not the most heterosexual answer you've ever heard.
Absolutely.
Doom provides.
That's a funny T-shirt.
Doom provides. Like Darkseid is. Doom provides.
It's just like him with his hand out. That's really funny. So
should that be the new T-shirt? Doom provides.
Absolutely. Carrie Kelly opened the door for whatever the Stephanie Brown was, and Doom provides. That's so funny. So he created Doomlock technologies, messing around the multiverse. And America had previously hopped through a bunch of the multiverses and has, the ability to do just such a thing. So they said that she should give them advice on how to take him down. She advised them to go back in time and simply alter the timeline. So Doctor Doom had never invented Doomlock in the first place. They did not do that. What they wound up doing is T'Challa and the Blue Marvel had already been building a counterpiece of technology. They wound up using that instead. But I think this really shows her youth in this moment, because she's back to being a full-fledged teenager, obviously, by this point. But she's like, well, I don't know. What if we just went back and killed baby Hitler? That's her solution to this problem. Unfortunately, most of what she does from this point forward in the Ultimates is create portals for the Ultimates, and
she's a very minor character.
She is unfortunately what I like to call a plot device. Not what people would call a plot device.
Kind of like Nightcrawler.
Yes, it's exactly like Nightcrawler. It's exactly like my favorite expert. So like, I don't mean to seem like I'm trying to be derogatory towards this character, but like she kind of tags along, and when they need a convenient escape, she's basically Hera, the getaway driver from Rebels. She's just there to open her star portals.
Oh, Ashley, I'm sorry. We have a phone call coming in for you. I apologize.
Boy.
So
for Ashley.
For Ashley.
Okay,
yes, there's
okay.
a phone call
As
coming
long
in
as
here,
I
so
know.
hold on.
It's so funny because it's not ringing. Oh, okay.
There
Here
it
it's
is.
ringing.
Hold on.
Okay. Hello?
Hello, Ashley. Tex Willerman, oil magnate and Piggly Wiggly owner here, calling in the podcast again.
We don't know each other.
What? We talked before.
We've never spoken.
Yeah, we talked the last time I showed up, just to you.
Did we?
We did. You've forgotten a lot on this episode. Have you been traveling the multiverse? Did that Doomlock fellow wipe your brain?
I wish. I mean, honestly, he can have a whack at it.
By the way, have you heard that man, it's a hot one, like 7 inches from the midday sun?
You know what I've heard, actually?
What?
I've heard that in June, we're going to see a pretty cool, maybe June or August, we're going to see some pretty cool Tex Willerman stuff going on here on the podcast.
Hot damn, that gives my nipples a tingle.
Oh, boy. Did
What?
you call for a reason?
Yes, I did. So I hear you talking about this. You know, I don't know how I'm hearing the podcast.
I don't either.
You know,
I'm assuming Kurt is responsible.
look,
for
it's
this.
not like, you know, well, that's what I'm calling, man. I hear about this America Chavez.
Uh-huh.
I hear she kind of a plot device, kind of portals people around.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like my best friend, Kurt.
Mm-hmm.
Kurt Wagner, the Incredible Nightcrawler. Do you know him?
I do.
You okay? Should I be friends with this lady? I like teleporters.
I'm gonna say, as a white woman, you should not call America Chavez.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because I don't want to voice her. That would be inappropriate.
No. I'm not saying I would call her now. I'm just saying, you know, I like okay. Let's do a little pros and cons here. Okay. Pro, teleporter.
Yeah.
Con, how does she have blue fur all over her body?
She does not. She's got a cool blue jacket, though.
That's a big con.
Mhm.
That's a big con for me. Okay. Pro, she a smarty?
She's a smarty.
Okay, that's a big pro. Con, do you think she likes Texas oil magnates?
Are they male or female?
This is me, so male.
No.
God damn it. I don't think this is going to work out.
I don't think so. I'll tell you what.
All right.
Call her on your own time, set up a date, and then maybe she can come for like Christmas time or something like that.
Oh, maybe she can come to Judy's Christmas spectacular.
Yeah. Maybe Clea can get in on this, and maybe we can get America to show up around Christmas time.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm not a big fan of Clea Strange right now.
She's the Sorceress Supreme.
She came.
She's defeated Dormammu.
She came over to my house.
Do you know she's not actually Dormammu's daughter?
Yeah, I knew that. I knew that from the very
I
beginning.
didn't know that.
Look, I realized for the plot line of this podcast that was fine, and I was just going with it. I thought that was the funnier joke. That's what you do. A to B. C. Clea came over to my house. Stevie left a 2-headed horse, Cletus, over at my house one time.
Did he leave the head in your bed, or did he just leave the whole horse?
No, the horse is alive. It's from the multiverse. It's a 2-headed horse.
Okay. Is it a horse of a different color?
Clea came over and said that because that horse was there, my entire barn is hers now. I don't like this.
Yeah, that sounds like her.
Yeah,
I love her.
Anyways, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna hang up now. Hugs and kisses.
Yep.
Hey, by the way, is your intern a teleporter?
I hope so.
Okay, we might have to be best friends with that cat.
He is orange, though.
Give your intern my number.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna talk to you later. Hugs and kisses.
Okay. Bye.
Click.
I don't know how Tex gets our number because I don't know what his number is.
I think he has everybody's number. He's that rich.
He has everybody's
He's that rich.
number. Okay. So let's wrap up the Ultimates, shall we?
Yes, please.
So the Ultimates, along with A-Force, which is that all-ladies Avengers team,
Yep.
They take part in Civil War II, the best of all Civil Wars.
Why does Marvel just keep naming all their events the old events? Come up with some new names.
Marvel editorial, if you throw me $50, I could give you 100 event names.
Look, I will say
I mean,
this.
I know DC's just slapping dark in front of stuff, but at least they have different adjectives.
Well,
or different,
I will say this.
nouns.
At least DC has Crisis, but they'll at least put a different qualifier on it.
Yeah.
Whereas
exactly.
like Marvel's just like, I don't know, naming's too hard.
Civil War 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they fight on Iron Man's side. So Civil War 2, really quick, there is a
There's
Is
he's an inhuman
because there were no
called
mutants at the time.
Ulysses.
Yeah, and Ulysses can see possible futures that haven't.
It's Minority Report.
It is Minority Report, and Carol Danvers says murder him, and Iron Man says don't murder him.
Basically. Yeah.
So America fights on Iron Man's side, which for the first time in all of history is the correct side.
Yeah, he's actually on the right side of this one.
Yeah. Not like the other Civil War.
Yeah.
He was right side on this one. During Civil War II, James Rhodey Rhodes dies.
Yeah. I know.
And America takes his death really hard because Rhodey had been one of her mentors.
Yeah, he's on the Ultimates.
He is on the Ultimates. And she takes it so hard, in fact, that she can't bring herself to attend his funeral. In fact, she meets up with Kate Bishop instead,
Ooh.
and she creates a bunch of portals to show her other universes where Rhodey is still alive and happy and thriving.
That's nice.
And Kate asks her, kind of like you asked me at the beginning of the show, like, well, are we all the same in the multiverses or are we different? And America says it doesn't matter because Rhodey died a hero here doing what he loved, and that's what I admire. And I don't like Civil War 2, but it's a really nice moment. It's really sad. I read this storyline for this episode. It made me cry.
Oh, that's good.
Because Rhodey brings out the feels in all of us.
Rhodey's, again, secretly in the top 5 Marvel characters of all time.
Yeah. So next,
Hashtag my Iron Man. He's my Iron Man.
He is your Iron Man. Yeah. I'm sure we'll share another picture of what I wrote Action Maker.
Sure, if you want to.
So next, she gets on the stand in a court and testifies against Hawkeye. Do you know which Hawkeye?
It's Clint Barton.
It is Clint
and
Barton.
I believe, if I remember right, this is near the Pleasant Hill time where everybody thought that Hawkeye had killed the Hulk, had killed Bruce Banner, which he didn't. It was again, another one of these like, well, we thought he was dead for about 2 months.
Yeah. They thought he killed Bruce Banner as a result of another one of Ulysses Kane's vision. So Ulysses mucked a bunch of stuff up around the Marvel comic universe. So she, Monica Rambeau, Adam Warlock, T'Challa, and Carol Danvers all testify, and their testimony is shared on international television. And her close friendship with Kate Bishop comes under strain at this time, as you can imagine, because Kate's one of those friends where Kate will tell you to your face that you're an idiot and you need to get your life together, which is why she's such a great companion for Clint, because Clint's an idiot who needs to get his life together. But she doesn't want other people doing that. And even though from the point of view of America and the others who are testifying, like they're doing what they think is right, but Kate stands beside Clint at this time. It's really admirable, actually.
Nice.
So, however, their rift does not last for long, which is great.
Yes.
And when Kate moved to the West Coast to reform the best Avengers team, America follows her there. And as a team, they battle MODOK, a kaiju, and Tigra, among others.
Tigra?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
As the team West Coast Avengers.
Dun, dun, Just putting a little flavor on that. We haven't done West Coast Avengers. We haven't heard about the West Coast Avengers in quite a while.
We talked about West Coast Avengers during our Young Avengers episode 7 episodes ago.
But before then, we used to talk about it almost every episode, and I feel like we've been in a weird West Coast Avengers glut. It doesn't matter.
I don't know. Ask for more West Coast Avengers characters.
So we're going to have one next week.
There you go. That's true, actually. So not long afterward, America starts to notice issues with her powers. They don't work right. It's almost as though they are fading or failing. And at some point around the same time, her childhood apartment is burned down and forces America to use her portal powers alongside the efforts of Spider-Man in order to save her adopted family, the Santana family, only to learn that they were targeted directly in order to get at her. America learns that she has a stalker and has had a stalker for quite some time because her adopted dad works at a convenience store. And so they go and they look at the shop footage and they're able to see her little stalker on there. Now, Jason, who do you think America Chavez's stalker is?
I'm going to make a wild guess and say it's young Loki.
No, more obscure.
Oh, I don't know then.
It is Catalina, the sister that she thought was dead from the beginning of the episode.
Oh, so she heard her rhythm on the radio. She felt the turning of the world so soft and so slow. It's turning you round and round, and so she came back.
You're at the part of the song where I don't remember the lyrics, so I don't know how that's actually supposed to go. America had no memory of Catalina, which Catalina doesn't love, as you may imagine.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, Catalina wanted them to finish the research on children that their mothers had started, but America doesn't want to put any more girls in danger after her sister tells her what happened to them on the island, and it exploded, and they were separated, and it was traumatic. She is able to recover her memories after taking sodium thiopental, which is a real thing. It's an anesthesia, which I thought this was a fake Marvel thing, but no, it's a real thing. So I apologize if I mispronounced it.
But it's used in a lot of fake stuff in terms of memory.
I think it's because as anesthesia, it would make you relax and theoretically access your subconscious.
I have seen movies before where they use this as the truth serum drug.
It's not. This is like what they give you when they take your wisdom teeth out.
Yeah, it's not. It's,
like this is like very.
No. This is
most people in their lives take this.
A lot of writers will use this as the catch-all drug to do whatever for your mind. Like it's easy makes you easily suggestible.
Yeah, which honestly, it's fine.
Yeah, whatever.
I just thought it was interesting that it was a real thing because Marvel really likes to do fake Marvel specific things. And actually, America does agree to join Catalina and follow in their mother's footsteps by freeing several of the young girls that were being held in stasis for experimentation who could have potentially suffered the same fate as her and her sister. She uses what is left of her powers to open a star portal to find where their mothers are across the multiverse.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And once again, she loses her sister Catalina, who's sucked through a portal and never seen again.
Oh.
America then returns to her adopted family, updates all the public records about the truth of her adoption because they had either not existed or been closed at that time.
Sure.
And nothing was going to be a secret anymore. Her Edges syndrome comes back and she takes time away from being a superhero in order to try and heal. And this is where we are going to end our lesson on Miss America because I don't want to spoil any of the new stuff that she's up to. And it was just such a really convenient way to end the lesson. So thank you, writers of Marvel Comics.
Where is she at right now? Do you know, Rick, roughly? Like, she doesn't have her own solo title right now, I don't think.
She does not have all the stuff that I just told you was from her first ever solo title.
Oh, cool.
I would bet
she's going to get something because of the movie.
Yeah, she's either going to get something in May when the movie comes out or maybe in the summer.
She'll probably get a miniseries.
I'm also betting that she might pop up in Strange, which is Clea's book right now.
You're probably correct.
That would be my guess.
Yeah, they tend to do tie-ins. Well, cool. That's so awesome. Speaking of Doctor Strange 2, we're going to be giving our predictions on Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness over on the Patreon at patreon.com/Jawiin in our new episode of Geek History Lesson Extra this week. So everybody over there, if you just can't get enough of Ashley and I yapping about various stuff, then you're going to want to go over there to patreon.com/Jawiin because not only do we have bonus podcasts like Jason and Jeremy John about Justice League, that's our Justice League review podcast, or Jason and Ashley's Excellent Adventures, where Ashley and I get personal about our lives, but we do GHL Extra every single week. So head on over there, get more hours of us chatting from us than you would ever need at patreon.com/Jawiin. That's JAWIIN. And thank you to the super friends who already do support us over there. And there's a link in our description if you want to make it a lot easier. So just go over there and check that out. Doctor Strange 2 predictions, everybody. And now I believe, Ashley, that takes us into the recommended reading, correct?
It does.
Yeah. If you go, I'm sorry. Do you want to explain it?
Nope.
You can explain it.
I don't want to.
Do you want to explain it?
No.
All right, I can explain it. You want to explain it?
No.
All right, well, then I'll do it. geekhistoryLesson.com/recommended reading, everybody over there. Ashley's going to give you 3 choices of great America Chavez stuff.
Half of my notes say American from typing so fast, so don't feel bad.
Or autocorrect, I bet. Some great stories. You want to read more. She's got some great stories. I bet Ashley's going to add the Ultimates on there too now.
They were already on there.
Oh, good. So go over there, check it out. We got some nice widgets where you can click on it. It'll take you right to the books on Comixology, right to the books so they can come to your home. And also, if you go over to Geek History Lesson, there's some cool, we have a blog over there. And you should go read that blog. Some really cool Doctor Strange posts coming your way. So what's the recommended reading for America Chavez.
Our recommended reading begins with Vengeance by Joe Casey. This is the series that introduces America Chavez and lays the groundwork for who she is. I recommend this with a pretty large asterisk that she is a underage character whose butt crack is out every time she turns around. Her costume is very revealing. It gets changed in Young Avengers to the sort of jacket and jeans combo that we all know. Like the reason why everyone's obsessed with her is
the movie,
jacket.
which is the movie look is what it
Yes,
seems
it
to be.
is.
Yeah.
So Vengeance has a lot of really important story points, but it does, I think, cross a couple lines, at least for me personally. So I recommend it with a caveat. But if you're doing your history, you got to start with Vengeance. Then go on to Young Avengers Omnibus. This is the full Gillen and McKelvey run. This is, even though she was introduced in Vengeance, this is the reason why people are obsessed with her. This is her punching Loki. This is her saving Billy and Teddy. This is her bonding with Kate and her dating her first girlfriend. So the Young Avengers Omnibus, check that out. We've recommended it in our reading multiple times for a reason.
It's a good run.
And then lastly, and this was on my list before Jason brought it up, it is the Ultimates by Al Ewing Complete Collection. It's the full run. I am going to be checking this out myself to finish up. I didn't get to read all of it before I did this lesson, and I can't wait. But this also leads right into Civil War II, which I recommend just going and pulling out that issue of Rhodey's Funeral, which maybe I'll tack onto the recommended reading because it's pretty
Sure,
good.
why not?
So that's all your recommended reading for Miss America.
Woot, woot. All right, everybody. And that means we're getting over to the honor roll, where Ashley is going to give you in about 140 characters or 2,718 characters, however characters Twitter allows, a tweet that summarizes America Chavez in a very succinct way. And you can find that over on our Twitter at GHL Podcast. Ashley, take it away, the teaching tweet.
America Chavez is the only Miss America we need.
Huh, all right.
Because I don't care for beauty pageants.
Yeah, fair.
But she's the standard we should all be held to.
All right, let's go into the honor roll. This is where Ashley is going to feature two people that have left us a 5-star review over at Apple Podcasts. And if you want to join the honor roll and hear your name on the GHL podcast, just go over to Apple Podcasts, leave us a 5-star review. You literally can write anything you want. All right, so Ashley, who is coming into the Teacher's Lounge at the Mind University this week?
Really quick, I'm so sorry. Can you let our international listeners know how they can get their reviews read really quick? Or should I?
Well, they are out of luck. No, they're not out of luck. They're well received. So we can't check Apple Podcasts internationally. So if you want to give us a 5-star review internationally, you got to take a screenshot of your review and email it to us at geekhistorylesson@gmail.com. We're happily we'll do that.
Yeah, and please let us know what country you're from.
Yeah.
Because we want to...
Especially if it's Australia.
I want to... Yeah, we have a strong Australian contingent. I want to make sure that our international folks are as featured as our domestic folks.
Yeah.
So, the honor roll for this week, the first person joining is a Protny, who says, great way to figure out who the million comic characters who exist actually are. That's so great. Ashley and Jason are fantastic professors. I've been picking and choosing from their character archives for weeks now. They are my go-to listen on my way to and from work, and I love just about every episode. I will admit it disappointed me, but not surprised when the Groot lesson was just an hour of I am Groot in different tones. I admit I would totally do the same thing given the opportunity, but I also wanted to know his history, so sad face. That said, I will not and cannot stop listening. I hope I don't run out of episodes anytime soon. Keep up the fun lessons, Jessica. I do want to say, if people want a proper Groot episode, you can.
We're never doing it.
You could request it.
We're never doing it.
But Jason doesn't want to do it.
No.
Check out our Guardians episode if you haven't yet.
That's one of my favorite April Fool's gags we've ever done.
And they are also joined by All J, who says, first episode Peacemaker. I remember teaching that, and I'm shocked you gave us 5 stars.
Wow.
This is a great, fun podcast, very entertaining. The reason why Peacemaker is my first pod with you is because of John Cena and James Gunn got me loving the new show. I'll stick around and plan to binge this amazing podcast.
Nice. Well, welcome.
Thank you. I just know we were kind of harsh on Peacemaker in that, so I'm glad, All J, that you found us that way and you know that it was all in fun. So welcome to you and Jessica, a.k.a. Protny. Welcome into the Teacher's Lounge.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on in there, Jason?
Well, Professor Santana is teaching...
Carlos.
Yes, Carlos Santana. Professor Carlos. He is teaching guitar tuning.
Not even classical guitar, just guitar tuning. Huh?
Guitar tuning. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. He's tuning your guitars because that's what you do in the Mind University. So it's getting kind of loud in there this week. So welcome everybody as well. Don't forget, if you want to leave 5 stars, you can welcome into the Teacher's Lounge as well. And we appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe and also follow us on all the podcast platforms, Stitcher, Spotify, SoundCloud, and tell your friends. If you liked this episode about America Chavez and they're excited about Doctor Strange 2, tell your friends to listen to this podcast. Be like, hey, friend, in the multiverse, there was a Texas cowboy that called up and considered maybe he should be friends with America Chavez. Wow. What a world we live in, full of love. And you should listen to this podcast. Go ahead and do it. That's the best way that this podcast grows, because of you. Actually, if they want to suggest future lessons like other mystery characters that might be in Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness that we don't know because we haven't seen the movie, where can they do that?
You can do that at facebook.com/Geek History Lesson, on Twitter at GHL Podcast, or on Instagram at Geek History Lesson. If you're going to do it on Instagram, please just do it in a comment. Please don't send a direct message because those get filtered really weirdly.
Okay. All right. And also, don't forget to follow Ashley over on Twitter and Instagram at Ashley V. Robinson. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Jawiin. That's Jawiin. And Ashley, what is our hashtag stick around?
Do you like America Chavez's costume?
It's fine. It's kind of, there are some heroes in the last 15 years that in an attempt to like bring them more contemporary because superhero costumes are not contemporary, that they have just turned into t-shirt and jeans and a jacket.
You do love t-shirt and jeans Superman.
Well, Superboy is the, I blame Superboy.
The predecessor,
is the when
blame
he did t-shirt.
Superboy, I love that.
And his Teen Titans, I think he's the one that started it. Or it might have been the Bruce Timm Supergirl because she was like a jean, she was a t-shirt. It might have been, she was like 96. It's fine. I wish.
People are obsessed with jacket.
I wish it's a cool looking jacket. I wish it was a step above that.
Do you wish it was a jacket over like maybe a traditional suit, like a bodysuit?
Yes, that's what I think it was. Yeah, because to me, it's just jacket and jeans. You're just like, yeah, it's just clothes. Okay.
Well, what do you think about Luke Cage's costume then?
But with Luke Cage, he doesn't need a costume because he's invulnerable.
It's true.
So I kind of like that he doesn't care. It kind of fits with his character, but like, I don't know, with her, you're kind of like, you're literally like traveling the multiverse. Don't you want pants? You don't want pants? I mean,
she wears pants. She wears jeans.
Not when she first started out. She had shorty shorts. And even the Young Avengers run, she had shorty shorts. Yeah. She had like Daisy Dukes, man. And you're like, you're literally stepping through like multiverse energies and stuff.
Yeah.
What does she look like in the movie? Hold on a second. Let me Google this.
There is a character poster that's come out of her. Don't Google the Marvel Legends toys or the Funko Pop toys because there's a lot of controversy around those.
There's a lot of spoilers I've heard in the Funko toys.
Oh, no, it's not even spoilers. It's that they paint her white instead of
really?
Appropriately, instead of matching the actual skin
I want to look at this action figure. I don't think I knew they made one of her.
Yeah. Because, and that's not okay because representation matters. And
she's not white in this action figure I'm looking at.
Look at the Funko Pop.
The Funko Pop.
The Funko Pop is the one that's.
By the way, she's wearing in the Marvel Legends. She's wearing Converse shoes, black jeans, a denim jacket, and then a t-shirt. So
you're looking for something a little more like the Batgirl of Burnside update.
Just a step above. I don't mind the jacket, but I think you need. I like the idea that it's a uniform, not a costume.
Okay, I'm going to put a pin on what my prediction for her costume is for our extra, but I do have a prediction about how her costume is going to change in Doctor Strange.
Oh, it definitely will because they want to make 2 action figures.
Yeah.
I need to look at this Pop Funko.
Let me see if I can do.
Oh, I found it. Oh, yeah.
Like somebody put a picture of it next to whoever Aubrey Plaza plays from Parks and Rec, and it looks like the same act. Yeah, she's white.
Yeah, she's very white.
Yeah.
She's not white in the action figure, but she's white in the Pop Funko.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Which
sucks.
we don't love. So hopefully,
what'd you do, Pop Funko?
Hopefully, Funko gets the note and does a 2.0 version because I think a lot of people would like to buy it.
I think a lot of people would. Yeah, she's very white in that. That's weird.
It's startling, right? Okay.
It's because they took.
It's because they were careless. It's because they didn't care. So that's what they did.
They just took the head from some other figure they had made and popped it on this body.
Exactly.
Yeah. They probably had like a bell or something like that. And they're just.
Not a Belle.
Who knows?
Not Disney icon Belle.
I mean, they have lots of Disney princesses at this point.
That's
so,
true.
You know.
They're all owned by the same parent corporation.
And America Chavez is joining the cavalry of a Disney
cavalcade
princess.
of Disney princess. Yeah, truly. Yeah.
So is Doctor Strange. He's technically a Disney princess too.
Absolutely, of the multiverse.
Yes, Disney princesses of the multiverse. Anyways, that'd be a great movie.
Benedict Cumberbatch strides into the room. Hello,
Benedict and the Beast. Anyways,
somebody draw that.
Thank you so much for listening to Geek History Lesson. This was really great. I think Ashley did an excellent job. I am Jason, something more than a jacket, Inman.
I am Ashley Victoria Robinson.
And Professor Ashley, will you please close out this podcast?
Class is now dismissed.